welcome to the Comic Crypt podcast. And I am your main host, the Holy Ninja Toe. With me is not the last one.
Excelsior and whatnot.
Mr. Matchstick.
Radioactive spider blood.
And Jenkins isn't late, you are.
Quagmire may be coming to Fortnite soon.
Wait, what?
I just saw right now on Twitter, there's leaks of Fortnite going on, and people some people are thinking it's Luffy from One Piece, but then people are saying, nah, that has to be Quagmire because they put Peter in.
Okay. Alright, speaking of Peter, we continue our adventures with Peter Parker. We are covering Amazing Spider-Man and not his out of commission temporary. Now.
Oh no! No! They died! Oh, the horror. Oh, who could have seen this coming? Oh.
Well, it's a duo episode, apparently.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what took them out. Probably those communists.
Oh, I thought it was the Nazis.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It was the Nazi. It was Red Skull.
Damn you!
Or maybe they were protesting about rent.
Oh. Damn protesters.
Yeah. So in this episode, we are covering Amazing Spider-Man 61 through 70. So,
woo!
What do you what are your thoughts on this reading, Genghis?
Overall, it was nice. I liked it. I don't think anything too phenomenal occurred. Oh, Not's back! Woo! I don't have to talk anymore.
Okay, so
Ender's Master 2.
What do you mean, isn't too phenomenal?
Well, okay, not saying it wasn't bad, it was bad. I don't know. At least to me, nothing really stood out. Okay, except issue 70. The ending to issue 70, that was really good. That was really good. And I'm really interested in what's gonna happen afterwards.
Yeah. How about you, Matchstick?
I thought it was alright. Not my favorite. I like the Mysterio stuff. I like the annual. Yeah, those are the highlights.
Oh yeah, the Mysterio stuff. That was pretty much this is how my brain thinks, because I didn't really read the comics. I say Mysterio, there's the mirrors and stuff. I go, oh my gosh, it's like the Disney movie Spider-Man, no, Far From Home. Oh my goodness.
It's like the Disney movie Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh my god.
My mind went more towards more yeah, what was it called? The Spider-Man 2, the game.
Oh, I never played Spider-Man 2, the game, so.
Yeah.
How about you, Not?
I really
What do you think
like
of this reading?
I really like the two vultures duel. I really like Mysterio's Mysterio's fight. And I really like Mary Jane's late 60s hipster lingo.
I don't like Mary Jane's new. I don't I don't really like her new haircut.
Her Marilyn Monroe cut is not. Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
It's kind of
Yeah.
goodness.
Sorry.
Cringe.
Yeah, I'd rather look at Marvel Spider-Man 2 MJ.
Like her, if she knew any better, her aunt, like her aunt should have, walked up to MJ and slapped the taste out of her mouth.
Yeah, like she do
Well,
like that.
at minimum, she doesn't have the Adidas suit.
That's true. It would have been worse if she had. It would have been worse if she had the Colgate outfit.
We go to next episode. We go to the issue 70, and she's taking up a modeling gig for a sports watch.
All right. Whoa. Okay. All right. So let's just start. Like, I actually did like this a lot. I think this is actually one of the stronger runs that we have read, like a section in terms of like overall storytelling elements. We can just continue. So, starting off with, oh, what a tangle web we've weaved.
Oh my gosh! We leave off with last we left off. Gwen doesn't like Peter anymore. Oh, the horror. Oh,
Good. Throw that bitch away. Break her neck.
Well, when we last left off, she is shocked to find out that Peter had backstabbed her by revealing that her father is actually a criminal and has done crime.
Peter, I don't care that you revealed that my dad's a criminal. I care that you didn't tell me a firsthand. Sorry? Like, you should have told me in person. No, you wouldn't. Instead, you exposed him publicly. What do you want me to do then, Gwen?
Okay, just for a little pause. I finished the Lannister halberdiers. They're in a they're in a Megatron shelf.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
They look nice. Yeah, I really like the red. It helps them like pop out. It's like nice.
Yeah.
All right. So
But yeah, Gwen's like, oh my gosh, Peter, you ruined our relationship is through. And then Peter is just being really super bummed. That's Peter. I think I've said before. Peter in these comics like early on, like he's very emotional, like very, like to the point like he's got like really drastic mood swings. Like in hindsight, it's like from like a larger perspective, it's kind of funny. It's like wow, like on literally Peter will literally just mood swing will just turn down as soon as like he steps on a pebble. It's like oh, I'm sorry, Gwen, but your dad's a criminal. You know what? It's okay. It's for the greater good. Steps on a pebble. It's like Ed from Ed and Eddie. Life sucks. I hate this. Obviously, I'm exaggerating and joking, but it is but it's there's still a bit of truth. Like he's got very wild mood swings in this run. So.
Well, it's so funny. So back in like the '90s show, there was an episode with Black Cat. So it was an episode where Black Cat is at first trying to be a sidekick to Spider-Man. Spider-Man was rejecting her, so she decided to go on her first solo adventure, and she ends up getting captured by Alistair Smythe, who, not his son, no, it's Silvermane. Another guy. You're gonna meet him later, like the next run of comics.
Silvermane.
Yeah,
amazing. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know the episode Gangland with the opera?
Oh.
He was the guy with the suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, older mobster.
Yeah.
Older mobster type. So, but at this point, he got turned into a baby through various circumstances, which this
Nobody
which we will
betrays
find out.
Silverman. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but he captures Black Cat because he actually did hire Alistair Smythe, and Alistair Smythe said we need to have Spider-Man to grab Vulture or the Scorpion, and his plan was holding Black Cat hostage to hold Spider-Man, and the conclusion is that Spider-Man can capture these villains and he will do it for them because he cares about Black Cat, and his weakness is that he cares too much. So, but like, yeah, that is like one of the, I would say, the key flaw with Spider-Man, which it's quite hard to do in a movie as opposed to in the comics, because when you're reading the comics, you get that wild mood swing aspect in there. But if you remove the thought bubbles from it, you have less of that. Like, that's like one of the interesting perspectives you can have with a comic book as opposed to a movie or like a show, is that you have access to the inner thoughts.
I don't know why I'm blanking out on the name. I'm bad with names. He does the same thing, you know. He kind of does the same. Yeah, he does the same thing. He points to that in Kraven's Last Hunt. Kind of poking fun. Poking fun not only at the the '90s is Bronze Age grimness, but also just Spider-Man's proclivities for acting. For changing on a dime. The opening does that, and I really like the opening too. To Craven's Last Hunt.
Yes. So the main plot. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want to mention this though. I think the closest to what you're talking about, Ninja, like in like visual medium besides comics, would be actually I would say probably the Raimi movies. There's plenty of times in Raimi movies where Peter will just like have like inner monologues. He'll just like, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? Am I not meant to be Spider-Man? Like that's the closest. So
you also have Amazing Spider-Man, who also the Spectacular Spider-Man, which also does the.
Oh, true, Spectacular Spider-Man.
And I know the '90s shows does it. It's more of like a choice to have, specifically Peter's thoughts, because another thing you notice in the comics is that you also have access to everyone else's thoughts.
True.
And so, which makes the experience of reading this comic book different from like watching any of the shows. Is like, yeah, you can watch some of them and you get access to some of Peter's thoughts, but you don't have really the access to the thoughts of everyone else. So you don't get like these wonderful dramatic ironies going on with the other side characters as they interact with Peter, even on the same scene where you look at Peter's thought and he's thinking something bad, like something like there's something wrong with this relationship because of this, and then the other person thinks the exact same thing. It's like, if you two just talk to each other.
It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
It's like a soap opera. Oh my gosh. It's like, so, I get it.
Yeah. Remember, here's the thing, Chingus. Comic books are soap operas for boys.
Wrestling is soap opera for me.
I see.
It doesn't change. It doesn't change no matter how much you age.
Yeah, any silly, if all the tropes that you think of associated with soap operas, yes, just apply those same reasons in like other entertainment that's long running to the modern day. It's wonderful when it works. But anyway, so in this plot, in issue 61, we are trying to wrap up the storyline about, oh no, Captain Stacey got brainwashed into a jerk, but now it's wearing off, and then because of being exposed, Kingpin is like, we need to off them.
We're gonna have to kill him.
And then the major subplot is relating to Norman Osborn.
Oh yeah, Norman's starting to remember. Before for a while now, he lost all memory of being Green Goblin, and then little by little, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm remembering. I don't know why. And Harry comes along and is like, Dad, are you okay? Harry, fuck off! Oh, I'm sorry, Harry. I didn't mean to lash out at you. It's just whenever I look at you, for some reason, I just feel irrational anger. Oh.
I feel like you are becoming less and less of a human.
So little by little, Norman's starting to remember, oh my gosh, I'm the Green Goblin! Ah!
Yeah, so in this issue, he is tied into this story specifically because one of his employees is actually the brainwasher, and he's using one of his factories for the operation, and Spider-Man
going behind Norman's back. Not a good idea.
Scandalous.
Yeah, and then
oh no,
and
there's been a police officer. I'd like to report a body of a corpse behind the Osborn building. Looks like one of the workers broke their neck.
Yes. With 3 shotgun shells behind him.
Committed suicide by double flipping off of a bench and hanging himself with a lamppost with a knife carving wounds in the back of his skull, saying, "Don't let it be you."
Clearly suicide. Clearly suicide.
Tragedy.
Mm.
And Gwen is in danger because she is very concerned about her father. You know, finding out that he's now a wanted man.
Yeah. Then
Well, he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, he probably who told Captain Stacey to get brainwashed, huh? What was he thinking? My goodness.
Well, you need to yell at MJ for that one. She was the one who provided the weapon.
Oh yeah. Well, who told him to get his picture taken by MJ, huh?
Okay, victim blamer. So
Exactly.
all is well that ends well. Well, except Peter is so depressed that he's still not liked.
Because even though Gwen's like, oh my gosh, it wasn't my dad's fault, but I'm still mad at Peter. He exposed him. But meanwhile, she's cool with Spider-Man, though. She's like, oh, but Spider-Man's cool, though. It's like, I don't want to talk to you, Peter. Aw, where's that Spider-Man when I need him? Yeah! Where's that Spider-Man, huh? Yeah.
Very much the reverse of what happened with Betty Brant. For a while. So, now we go on to the filler issue.
The Medusa!
Yes, I'm pretty sure this issue was like one of those backup stories that then they added a couple more pages to have it connect to they added the parts about Gwen and Peter.
Uh-huh.
And
the only really
Medusa's just a fucking weird character to use. Like, I think Medusa, I think, is one of the humans to use more because of like a connection to the Fantastic Four and shit like that. But I don't know.
Oh.
And the problem is that this plot kind of makes it is so loose and it's like so flimsy. Like, the plot is she comes to New York. And of course she's like, I am Medusa! I am the queen! I am the ambassador of the Inhumans! I am here to see if we can live among humans. And instead of going to, the Fantastic Four, she's like, I want to talk with the common people. Like, okay, how many of you know about My Little Pony?
What does My Little Pony have to do with this?
It's actually an episode in Friendship is Magic, which
Which
was
episode?
the Halloween one, the first one, where they brought back Princess Luna, her like reintroduction, and her going, "Oh, this is the royal voice." Like she's trying to,
Oh yeah.
like she has not connected with her subjects for so long because she was a villain, and that it's basically was Twilight trying to teach her how to be normal.
Be
Like
nice.
this is what I got with Medusa. It's like I want to learn the commoners, and then she got wrapped up by a hair product company.
Uh-huh.
And oh no, she turns out Medusa is a diva, and she was gonna come out, so we might as well use Spider-Man to go fight her to sell product.
Genius marketing. Woo!
And then it backfired.
Oh no! Who could have seen this coming? Oh.
But one of the highlight moment actually is actually the scene with J. Jonah Jameson and Norman Osborn when like he's where like he's getting a phone call about Medusa, of course, and he's ranting about Parker, and then Norman is like being like, I have a headache, shut up, what, need to leave me alone. And you actually get a little bit of sympathy from J. Jonah. It actually made me kind of think about, it would be nice to actually, if other Spider-Man media explored the relationship between Norman and Jonah. I get it. It's quite hard to do, especially when you're trying to make Norman use like the extreme, like him being extremely evil from the start, Norman, and not less of the more sympathetic Norman that we're getting right now.
Even then, I think it could work. You just if Norman's more unsympathetic, you could have J. Jonah be like, "Ooh, you're hanging out with Osborn's kid. You know what he does, right? You know he's a kind of a jackass. I know him from club. He's a dick."
Well, I think I wanted it a bit more of like where you're so used to like J. Jonah being like the big personality of always ranting about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And wanting and yelling
He's
at
a mess!
Peters. Right. It would be nice to have like a chance to have like when you have like that idea of giving him like a more, he is with a equal peer, so he's a lot more like a natural person around him.
You could also you usually have that with like a Robbie.
Right. I think that's kind of why they had Robbie in to be brought in. So any other opinions about this issue?
Not really. I don't know.
It's interesting seeing Medusa just in anything. Like, I don't really care for the Inhumans all too much, but she has a cool design. So like, it's neat seeing her.
Yeah. All right. We now have Wings of the Vulture. One of my personal iconic issues. For me, it's like one that stuck with me as a kid. We get the return of classic Vulture, and then we get both Vultures. And I just love the premise. This whole premise is the Vulture's coming back. Everyone thinks he died, and he caused Spider-Man. Either he caused Spider-Man to fall, or by accident, just passing by, where he has like a numb. He hurts his an arm.
Yeah.
And the Vulture comes in, steals his own outfit, brings out his Blackie out.
Uh-huh.
Have him put on the suit. They both get out of prison, and the whole reason is so that they can fight. Just
Settle the score. It's there can only be one.
yeah. I just love that. And then they're fighting right next to the Daily Bugle, which then leads into
Uh-huh.
it just cascades into a bigger thing leading into the next issue. But it is such a fun set piece.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's two of them.
They're multiplying.
They're multiplying. Oh.
A lot of the character stuff in terms of subplots, this was also mostly a setup issue for the next one, for like the major moving forward of the plot. Because a lot of the stuff with the side characters is pretty much the same as it was before, where like Norman is remembering Green Goblin a bit more. And like there's a point where Peter's in the shadow, much like in his memory what he would have seen Peter. And you got Peter. The only thing different is that Peter's dealing with the pain in the shoulder for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and there was a nice mention of Flash Thompson.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, he went to Nam. So I'm going to. It's like, Peter, did you hear? What? Flash went to Nam.
I hear Ken Jong-il just signed the peace treaty. What's Flash doing in Korea? He's supposed to be in Nam.
Yeah, so, oh my gosh. Nam. So yeah.
And Peter was there taking photos, then he had to go rescue the kid.
I don't think Flash is gonna make it out unscathed.
Break a leg, Flash.
Okay, that only happens actually in the 2000s because of the Iraq War.
Ah. Well, he's gonna have a lot of mental scars, though.
Yeah.
No. It's not him that's gonna have mental scars. It's the Viet Cong.
Oh.
They can't handle the Flash.
They can't handle the Flash. Don't you know that guy was like the top bully in Peter's school. Don't want to mess with him.
Want to fight me neither.
Yeah. So let's just move on to the next issue, where it's the fight in right next to the Daily Bugle, and that it's pretty much the entire fight. And there is a lot of hilarious moments, like the moment where J.J. is cheering on the Vulture.
Get him, Vulture! J.J., he's the villain! No, Robbie. Spider-Man's the villain.
Robbie, Spider-Man just tried to kidnap a kid. Get on the camera.
Okay, here the panel is Spider-Man, watch out! He's coming at you again! What are you warning him for? I'm rooting for the Vulture!
I'm rooting for the Vulture!
And like Robbie gets injured, and of course JJ blames him, and and also this is the issue that we get to introduce the horror face of
Oh yeah.
of short hair. I am not going to show the audience of the curse that is short-haired MJ.
MJ, I love your spirit, but ask somebody else before. I ask another person before getting too spirited.
Yeah.
You got too carried away, girl.
Yeah.
It's like only Betty Brant can pull off that style, and she did it years
That's
before
not even
you
that
did.
spot. That's a bob. Mary Jane would rock a bob. This. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It looks like Marilyn Monroe's haircut. It doesn't work because the red hair just doesn't work with that type of thing. Like
Yeah.
the bleach white, like the bleach blonde hair. It's perfect for that. But this, just looks like you draw too much attention to yourself.
So what you're saying is that Gwen Stacy could pull that off.
Gwen could pull that off. Yeah, like for Mary Jane, she could have pulled off the He-Man. I think she could have pulled off the He-Man.
Yeah. Speaking of Gwen, we get to Captain Stacey is like, okay, if I remember what happened, Peter was actually trying to protect me, Gwen. And Gwen, previous issues, it was like Gwen was like, just say me something that convinced me that I want to be convinced. So she believes her dad, and thus, we're cool again, Peter.
Peter's his own worst enemy sometimes.
Yeah. But she gets that revelation just as we have Peter fighting the Vulture, which is like a really fun, brutal battle. Like, not like brutal as in like there's a lot of like damage and stuff. It's just like the blows are heavy. It was definitely like one of the fights of that.
It was one of the fights.
Like the fights that ever fights. Like, it definitely felt like a knocked out, drag out fight. That's what I was trying to think of. And it ends with like kind of a draw.
Kind of a draw.
It's a draw that's.
So, oh my gosh, the Vulture, no one won. And the Vulture just ran away, and then meanwhile Peter's like,
Blackie Gaxton lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a battle where there's only one loser, and then it ends with Peter being unconscious, which then leads into the next issue where he's in prison. Which, this was also another cool story element that was going on. Where we get to see kind of the unraveling of the relationship between Spider-Man and the police force. Where, like, before, it was mostly on the positive side, where there are bits where it's like there's some misunderstandings, but it's really up to, this is the point where it starts just deteriorating, where he is wanted by the cops. Yeah, and it started because a controversy about whether to unmask him or not.
So, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Ooh.
Good thing Captain Stacey was there to protect his identity.
Oh, thank gosh she was there. No, surely nothing will go wrong with Captain Stacey there. Oh no! What went wrong? What's happening? Oh, the horror. Man, Captain Stacey he's having a rough week. First he gets brainwashed, then he gets held hostage. It's like,
yeah,
oof. My man's not doing too good. So
Yeah. Well, I liked it where it's like Peter, when he first gets up, even when he's unconscious, you can get the feeling that he can still take on these guys. But because Captain Stacy is a hostage, he has to
That
come up with a
complicates
plan.
things.
Yeah, and I love it how it's like, okay, I'm gonna pretend to work with them, and then and then after a while, he goes all Predator missions in the Batman Arkham games.
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I know, I know Spider-Man. I know he's. Hey, Spider-Man, you got our backs, right? Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Hey, Joey, where's Joey? I don't know. He was with Billy.
Where's Joey? Spider-Man, you see where Joey went? Right
Why
here.
isn't he talking? Oh, and knocks him out. And then the issue ends with the result of this fun, time in prison. He is now kind of a wanted fugitive, not because he's guilty per se. It's that he's just running away from the police.
Hmm.
And then, and then J.J is not helping. Is like, being J.J.
Spider-Man running away from the police? Amazing. He'll even make it even easier to solve being a mess.
Yeah, it gets worse, unfortunately. But first, we have to deal with Mysterio, the greatest of Spidey foes.
When I'm in a drip
Oh my. Oh
when
my.
I'm in a drip competition and I see this man.
Oh my gosh. And then yeah, it's like, I see, you see the mirror, and I'm gonna be a normie. I saw the mirrors and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the hit Disney movie Spider-Man, something away from home,
Far from home.
far from home. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So in this one, we get actually how Mysterio escaped after the last time we saw him, which was in annual number 4.
Woo!
And him setting up something like he has a gun in a miniature set.
Man's playing a he's playing that Lannister build. Really messing you up with his cards.
And then meanwhile, Peter is recovering, and he tries to go to JJ. He gets kicked out, and I love how this bit where he yells at Peter, and then
Get out of here, Peter! Ned,
And
bring
then-
me the Ned, bring me the pictures, or is it bring me the pictures you got instead? Sorry, JJ. The guy I put in charge of taking photos, yeah, you didn't
He was
get
stupid.
any.
He's a retard. He was the guy that we purposely trained to suck as a joke. You know, the legitimately only good photographer we have is Peter Parker, and you just kicked him out. Fuck.
Oh, God. Ugh.
I love it where Ned is like, "Do you want me to grab Peter for you?"
Don't you say it. Oh, don't you say it.
And then unfortunately, Peter had to sell his bike. It's like,
No, see, that's an actual thing to grieve over. A man losing his bike, not that bitch Gwen Stacy getting her neck cracked. I'm
oh
just like,
come
"Dag."
on! All right, so and then he come across Mysterio, just like he's just running around in the city. Just
Oh my gosh, Mysterio. Whoa. It's like, oh. I'm I'm gonna threaten to destroy the city if you don't bring me Spider-Man. Check this out! I blew up a bridge! What? You did?
Well, that's
Well,
later.
no, not really.
Well, that's later. He just showed up to say, "Hey, I'm back, bitches." And then meanwhile, Peter is like, "I don't want to fight Mysterio right now. Uh, he's not putting someone in danger, but I'm tired of being Spider-Man. I'm tired of being broke." And then he come across Gwen Stacy, and Gwen Stacy is like, "Hey, Peter."
Peter, guess what? I love you again. And it's like drastic mood swing. Oh my gosh, life is amazing. There's nothing. Oh, wonderful. And then,
Love. Like it was a pretty good. I would say that is actually a very good moment between them. So,
it's like, oh my god. Again, Peter's mood swings. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, life is just absolute shit. Oh my goodness, Gwen loves me again. Oh, life is great. And then, oh yeah, and then Aunt May is sick
yeah.
again.
Yep.
Wow, she's Aunt May's not catching a break, is she?
Yeah, she. That's gonna be a constant. She's probably gonna be in good health. We were so. Meanwhile, Harry and Peter realize, "Oh no, Norman's gone. Where did he win?" And this is our first time where Green Goblin's back.
Oh my goodness, the goblin's back. Oh, oh no.
Harry, yes, father. Kill yourself.
Kill yourself. Oh.
And
Yeah. It couldn't last forever. Green Goblin's gonna return. So my goodness, no.
Where's Doc Ock? We haven't seen Doc Ock in a while.
What is he up to?
No, he was in the last episode.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah.
What's he up to now?
He's currently in prison.
Well, why don't he just bust out? Was he stupid?
He just got put back in prison.
Well, he could break out again. Was he stupid?
No, he's just biding his time. You know, like every other supervillain. They wait. You don't go immediately break out. Well, actually, unless your name is Wilson Fisk, but we'll get to that.
Well, bars? Shit, more like clay.
Yeah, but anyway, so Aunt May is sick because Mysterio showed up on TV, freaking around, as usual.
Yeah, because that's when Mysterio's like, check it out and bring me Spider-Man. Check it out. I'm gonna blow up this bridge. Oh my gosh, you blew up the bridge. Well, not really. It was just an illusion, but it could happen.
You thought I did it. You thought I did it. That's the point.
Yeah, and then they go back to one of the early locations they had a fight in, and 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 I love it how Mysterio says, "I didn't think you'd be in such a rush to face your final Waterloo." Like Napoleon. And then they go into a media fight, and Spider-Man gets his butt whooped hard. And it ends with him getting zapped by something, a shrink ray. So Pym particles got involved, getting into like the most iconic moment for Mysterio. That like every other version of Mysterio always have a moment where he goes bigger than Spider-Man to try to take him down.
I see.
it is such a cool moment, and this was definitely like this Mysterio two-parter is so much fun in terms of their dynamic. Where like Spider-Man's so small and he has to deal with not only giant Mysterio but also the obstacles in the amusement park.
Yeah.
All leading into the final revelation that giant Mysterio was an illusion.
What? No. Oh my gosh, who could have seen this coming? It was fake? No. I'm shocked. So, oh my goodness. But it's, oh my gosh, the Mysterio was fake this whole time. Ah, who could have seen that coming? I thought he really did turn giant. Yeah. And I guess I already said this, but again, I also say my normie mind through this issue was like, oh my gosh, the mirrors. It's like the hit Disney movie Spider-Man away far from his house. So yeah, so ooh. And then but then but yeah, so like he ends up beating up Mysterio. It's like, in your face, Mysterio, wham! So it's like, oh dang it. Oh, and then he burns his costume in front of his eyes, like, no, my helmet.
Yeah. And so the only thing important in terms of side plots is we get to be introduced to Randy, his son, the editor in chief, Robbie's kid Randy
Yeah,
in this.
Randy. Randy's here. Wow. What could that be leading up to?
Yeah, and you get a huge hint at the end with him swinging away, and then a bunch of protest signs.
What could that be leading up to?
Alright. Kid crisis on campus, aka college.
Protesters? This is just Vietnam all over again. Wait, it is Vietnam! Flash was going to Nam!
Though the protest is different.
Right, they're
wasn't
not
a
protesting
war-
about Nam. I guess all the stuff that happened in Nam wasn't televised yet, so it was like, oh my gosh, they're protesting in the Vietnam era. Oh, what could they be protesting about? Ooh.
Well, the issue. So first off, we get the introduction. So this is like the first part of the tablet saga. Basically, it's all revolves around this petrified clay tablet, which is apparently older than the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Whoa.
Which really isn't hard because the Dead Sea Scrolls is like in the first couple AD centuries, and like earliest is like in single digits BCs, while these tablets would be back in the Bronze Age era or like Iron Age.
Free history lesson. Let's go. Woo!
Yeah, but it's what's so funny is like if we decipher secrets in the tablet, right? And even though the tablet, most likely the tablet is just going to be somebody's mail.
But still,
let's be honest. This was realistic, but this is apparently some magic.
But it could be unlimited knowledge, Ninjato. Do you really want to pass up on the chance?
Well, it's unlimited knowledge about about a guy. It's probably a complaint letter about a guy who gave him the wrong type of copper.
But do you really want to pass up on that chance?
No, because I'm a history nerd. But before, like, if you're a mob boss like Kingpin, it's
I'm sorry. I realized I muted myself. But I was saying that Flash comes back and he's like, "What the fuck is this shit? I didn't just slaughter the Vietnamese army single-handedly for these people to bitch at me."
yeah.
So, oh my goodness. So yeah, unlimited knowledge and power in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
And then I love how Kingpin goes to his exercise routine of just having a bunch of buff dudes in his gym. Is like, all right, time to fight, and he beats the ever-loving crap out of him. And saying, "You're too weak. You're all fired. Get me new, better competition."
Get me better competition. Ooh. I love how Kingpin tore off his shirt like it's like it's a fight in a Yakuza game. It's like I'm going to. Do you know who I am? I'm Wilson Fisk, Kingpin of.
And I'm giving you 5 minutes. 5
minutes
in
of-
the ring. In the ring.
Wilson Fisk, patriarch of the Kingpin Syndicate.
You know, yeah, it is kind of true. Like, we're in a Yakuza game, basically. Kingpin has been a constant foe ever since issue 50.
So, oh my gosh, ripped off his. He even ripped off his shirt. Just. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh, whoa. So, I love that. And, but meanwhile, but you know, unlimited knowledge of the Dead Sea Scrolls and Kingpin. Who gives a shit about that? No, the real problem is rent.
Students. Yes. Okay. So because of this, so we get back to Peter, who's back on college campus. We meet Randy, who is the son of Joe Robertson, the city editor, and Peter gets acquainted with the students who are going to be protesting about where what they call X Hall, but I think it's like the exhibition hall is being turned into a private dorm for visiting alumni, even though they say it should be low rent dorms for needy students. And basically their argument is just like, hey, we have students who needs to be in the campus, while all the old grads can bed down in hotels.
What's more important, housing or unlimited information?
And yeah, and so basically, essentially, this whole thing was the result of college screw-ups, of like no communication between the student body, the dean, and the board.
You know, it sounds like an average day in college.
Yeah, it's pretty much issues. As somebody who works at a college, yeah, it's pretty much those types of things, and except this time we have a magical tablet going on and personal stakes, and then the king and a protest going on, and then Kingpin decided, hey, let's use the protest to go and steal the tablet, using the protest as cover. I just love the signs are like, student committee for low rent dorm. Exile must be saved.
It has to be safe.
We demand we demand low rent. I love it how there is where there is some serious undertones, especially in the next issues about race, because two of the primary protesters we meet are black. While we did see like a white guy get arrested as a leader, but the ones we get
Wow.
most interactions is black, and then the next issue becomes more explicit.
Oh my gosh. The real problem wasn't rent, it was racism. who, who could have seen this coming? I mean, what is this, like the 60s, 70s? Oh my goodness. Who could have foreseen race being an issue? I didn't. God.
Yeah, and yeah, and then the students stormed the building.
Storm the building! It's like, what?
And Peter is like, "What is going on? I don't know what's going on. I wish there was a way I can resolve this."
Yeah.
And oh boy, Kingpin just showed up with a bunch of guys with guns.
Okay. Why would I go protest for something I don't know the full side of? Peter Parker,
Peter Parker.
not
How
just
dare-
blindly protesting.
And I love there's a moment where Kingpin like touches Peter, and it goes strange. For a moment there, I got a feeling of power of raw strange. Why does a student feel weird to me? he noticed you have a power within you.
What?
Like he's detecting power levels.
Oh my goodness. Poor
And
Peter.
that's we get the next round against Kingpin. Like I think I like about how Kingpin is that it's quite he is so persistent and he's always consistently strong every time, and they like both try to like upgrade themselves, like both Spider-Man / Peter and the Kingpin keep bringing in upgrades to make themselves stronger, so their clashes are like always entertaining.
It's always very neck and neck. They're always, like what you said. They always try to fit. They both are very clever about it. It's really.
Right. And then Randy shows up, and Kingpin is like backslaps him and caused destruction of a wall. And Spider has to save him, but then he has to ditch. And now Robbie has to deal with his son being arrested.
Oh, who could have seen this coming?
And thus we get to issue 69.
Nice.
Continuing where left off, Kingpin has the tablet and is gonna lock it up. And we get the first mention that he has a wife.
Oh man, guys, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that time. It reminds me of Kingpin's wife. Just say about my wife.
You want to fucking die, boy?
Yeah, he grabs him, fires him, but before he does like a slap on him, and then he goes, "You're lucky." And then he goes, "You're lucky I let you live." Over saying that no one scares the Kingpin except for his wife.
No one scares. Don't you dare talk about my wife like that! Don't you dare! Yes, oh my god. Don't you talk about my wife. But meanwhile, while all that's happening and Kingpin's trying to
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Doom.
the Hall of Doom.
AKA the police station.
Oh, so
Robbie
so I
is
was
like,
right.
look, yeah, yeah. He's like, Randy, what were you doing? And he goes,
I was protesting.
"You've become part of the establishment, the white man's establishment."
So white man's establishment.
Part of the white
Like-
man's establishment, looking at a black guy inside the establishment. Yeah, sure, white man. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
It's
okay,
like-
I do like how it handles it.
Okay.
Like, it does. Both sides are like is mostly reasonable. Like, yes, the language is extreme, but
Hmm.
it's not written where like Randy is an idiot or Robbie is like for the establishment. It's like it's more rooted in like relationships and
Hmm.
the difficulties they face in life. So.
They're saying they're using the race and establishment to mean something else, to talk about their relationship in encoded messages.
Yeah, because like it seems like you got the impression with the first introduction that Robbie loves his son,
Hmm.
but Randy has a like
Chip
there's
on his
some
shoulder.
yeah, a chip on about his life and trying to move on, trying to work that out. And some of it is like the natural father against son during certain ages, where like at some point it's like best for like the son to be away from the father for a bit, but other times it's like a bit more deeper.
Hmm.
And then we cut to Gwen Stacy, where she basically slaps a guy for calling Peter a coward.
Base
yeah.
win.
I might actually start liking Gwen again. Holy shit! Gwen's actually showing anger. Whoa! So I mean, it's like Gwen's like, "Don't you dare call my man a coward." But then Captain State's like, Gwen, why'd you do that? It's like he called Peter a coward. Do you really think? Is that really? Did you like? Did you hit him because you were mad, or was it because you think he's right? It's like, I don't know, Dad. It's like, oh, how supportive, Captain Stacy. You know, Gwen, he may have a point about your boyfriend being a coward.
Peter Parker just finishing up a fight with a Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, by
okay,
the way, it was
I'm a coward.
That was like cool that the way like he is like, okay, I know it's a trap. This is so obvious, so I'm just gonna do a dummy and dummy with my shirt on, and then just fight. Fight shirtless.
I have turned the tables.
Yes, you see, Kingpin. Now I am the shirtless one.
Honestly,
How to turn tables.
How to turn the table. Honestly, extremely missed opportunity for both Peter and Kingpin to be shirtless. Then they could just really lead into like a Yakuza fight. Boom, boom. Oh my gosh. It's Peter Parker, the Spider of Dojima, versus Kingpin.
Yeah, and so Kingpin actually gets
Hello?
arrested.
Yes.
Yes.
We can hear you.
You can put me for a second there.
Yeah. Okay, so Peter left, and then Kingpin actually gets arrested. which is the first time. And then Peter ends up grabbing the tablet and wanting to return to the police. Turns out the Kingpin goes, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man's totally working with me."
It's also
Yo,
noticed.
Spider-Man's working with me. Kick his ass.
It's also noticing. Also, it seems like everyone here is really, maybe not gullible, but everyone's really willing to just change their minds. It's like
Jameson's like, yes. You're working with Spider-Man. Okay, good. All right, Robbie, you know what to do.
Yeah. It's like Kingpin's. It's like Kingpin's like, hey, so you know all those times Peter Spider-Man beat my ass? Yeah. Turns out he's working with me. I don't believe you, but I have no evidence to prove you otherwise. So I'm gonna have to believe you. We're gonna have to arrest Spider-Man.
Jameson's like, evidence from evidence.
Shh. What? We don't need evidence. We're not those pansies.
This is Spider-Man we're talking about. Obviously, he's the Antichrist.
Evidence? I fail to see a badge on me.
Yes. I don't need evidence.
Yeah,
But yeah. So now Peter's a wanted fugitive. Oh my goodness. And again, Peter's mood swings. One moment, because for this entire run up until this issue, Peter's like, life sucks. Oh, life is good again. Life sucks. But meanwhile, he's been going. But meanwhile, like, sure, the world may suck, but you know what? I'm still gonna do whatever it takes to help people out. And then here, it's still mostly the same, but now there's just an extra bitterness to him now. Now it's just like, you know what? Fuck the world. Yes, I'm still gonna help them out no matter what, but still, I hate the world.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go
No,
now.
go ahead.
No, you go now. Yeah, you haven't spoken in a while.
I was just gonna say, as a joke, in the world of in Spider-Man's world, there is no normality. There's simply just two extremes that tug at each other. One extreme is he's getting lucky with Gwen Stacy. The other extreme, he is public enemy number one.
Well, Spider-Man shouldn't have teamed up with the Kingpin. Simple as.
Yeah. What is he, stupid?
Yeah, it's.
He shouldn't have been a menace.
Yes. But it is interesting where we're in a different type of era, way different compared to the early days. Like early days, Spider-Man's in relation to the public is like, yeah, you get that swinginess a bit, but it's a little bit less so. It's a lot more reasonable. Like at this point, it is way more against Spider-Man specifically. It's like as if the amounting conflicts, his public conflicts with villains, and the amount of property damage over time, you could argue that it has contributed to people believing a lot more what Jameson had been saying for years at this point.
I guess.
And it could be like a different attitude about the police force, and like, heck, with the re-emergence of the Kingpin, a lot more dirty cops.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's also kind of an attempt to bring back, kind of the try to make New York more like Gotham, like Spider-Man to have a bit more of the Batman elements of he's not. He has like a few allies in the police force, but he's not necessarily liked by the police.
I feel
I
like
guess.
Spider-Man is a character that could really he really changes over time. Like Batman, you get it's like it's just it's one straight shot. You know, like he starts hated by everybody. You know, at the end of it becomes really pop. At the end of it, he becomes really popular,
And then
shit,
back to being hated. Come to
and
next
then back
run.
to being hated.
I'm back to being hated.
Yeah. Yeah, we get more of an ebb and flow. And then, of course, this one ends like, as you mentioned, the most powerful is basically when he snaps at JJ.
Yeah, this is Peter finally snaps at JJ. He's, and he's and he doesn't kill him though, but he doesn't even I wouldn't say he didn't lay a finger, but he didn't strike him. He didn't strike him, but like it was enough to give JJ like an actual like scare to the point he had like a heart attack. It's like, and then, but then like the thing is though, like what I really loved though at the end was like Peter realized what he did, and it's like, oh my gosh, I I essentially just justified everything JJ thought about me. Oh. So
It's
so that was really
yeah,
cool. It's like, oh.
yeah, it's definitely like an interesting low point. Oh,
Mm.
For Spider-Man, like I don't think we ever see that type. We rarely see that type of a low point for Spider-Man in film.
Hmm.
Where it's like where it's a bit of self-reflection about how he has been where like his mistakes cost him so much.
Hmm.
Like in terms of like losing his temper like that and like letting people's opinion like a bit of his inner pride. Like that's a common trope with these superheroes is that they do struggle with a form of pride. Uh, like like him being bitter about the world during this tablet saga. It's like him being prideful about his accomplishments of helping people, right? But he still has like a bit of pride. It's not like true humility
Hmm.
in a sense where it's like he still thinks about himself
Hmm.
as opposed to thinking himself less, like as C.S. Lewis would. Like he's not thinking about other people during this time. You do you kind of notice that?
Uh. Yeah. Yeah. At least here, there's definitely again his mood swings is like kind of like a symptom of that like pride, because like oh my gosh, the world just hates me. Oh, what's the world have to
Did Spectacular Spider-Man ever do something like that? Or well, not said. You remember?
I think the closest they ever do to explore that element is when they try to do the black symbiote.
Fair.
That is the
Uh,
closest they ever do with this type of low point.
Yeah, they do, which is it's good for the black suit. I mean, it's could be like it's very economical for
Yeah,
using it
but
on the black suit, but it's also there's also you rob it of something a little bit
yeah,
if
you
you
kind of
don't.
make it you make it kind of an excuse. Like you can add like an excuse. It's like, oh, it's not real, Peter. It's not a flaw with his character. It's just an over exaggeration created by the suit. It's like shadows in Persona 4, where your negative side is somewhat exaggerated because the goal of the shadow is trying to make you say you're not your own. The shadow is not you, and then you go unconscious, and the shadow goes crazy, and you end up dying, and all that stuff. But you still have to kind of accept that element.
Yeah, because it's still you at the end. It's still you at the end. That's your thoughts.
Right.
So
yeah, so it's like it's always good when you try to explore the similar thing without having a symbiote, or like something that is purposely in world mechanics of making you more exaggerated of your negative emotions, because that's when you get like real character growth. Speaking of, we're not going to get into character growth, so we're going to end on the annual. I assume you read it, Cengiz, because this was like one of the ones
yeah.
you were looking for. Yeah. And, this
Peter, your parents, they're traitors to the country. Were they communists? Worse, Nazis. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So this one is essentially Spider-Man does a Bond film.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, but think about it. Like in terms of story structure, you begin with an action scenes, and even though yes, you have to go do a flashbacks to set up why he's in Algeria and all that stuff. But then you get your action scenes, then you get like your setup for the mission, and you got a personal stake this time as opposed to the usual Bond trope of like, just a mission. But there is some personal stake in it involving espionage and a mystery. There's a mystery element, which is, are my parents really traitors?
Are they really Nazis? Oh my goodness.
Right. And then you even got wacky henchmen, and you got a wacky villain. There's no Bond-esque plot, but you're fighting the Red Skull.
So would the Fantastic Four be like Q?
More like the airplane people.
Ah. Okay. they're just there to give Peter a lift.
Yeah, they're like those nondescript like airplane people. Like, we're gonna drop you.
Ah, okay. There you go, Peter. Ah. So yeah, then Peter breaks in into like the top secret evil base. Ooh, and then who could be the mastermind behind this evil plot? It's oh my gosh!
Oh
No way!
I do like it when I do like it when you get like Spider-Man fighting some guys outside of his rogues gallery from time to time.
Yeah,
Like Doc Doom and Red Skull.
Yeah, I just love it how Spider-Man's first encounter with the Red Skull is him and basically in his nightgown.
What the fuck did I just wake up to?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Spider-Man here? I thought he was supposed to be in New York. What are you doing in Algeria?
Spider-Man? What the hell? It's like, I know what you're really up to, Red Skull. Tell me, is it true my parents were working for you?
Probably. I don't know. What the fuck are you doing in Algeria?
Yeah, he's basically, why are you here? I don't care. I'll just destroy you effortlessly. Here, I'll bring out my French henchman. Big, strong guy.
Discount Ubu.
Discount Ubu.
And much like a discount Ubu, he got defeated. And then escapes. When he even slaps that henchman, it's like, I'll determine your punishment later. You are an idiot. And then, look, sir, we found his piece of his costume. And he's like, all right, bring out the finisher.
The finisher. It's just a heat-seeking missile. That's Red Skull's master plan to beat its Spider-Man. A missile. And then Peter, is like, hey you, the guy who fired the missile. You know my dad, Richard. Oh my gosh, Richard. And then
of course, that was an assassination plot. Yeah, he was betraying the Red Skull.
And then we get the revelation. Oh, he was a double agent all this time.
Yeah, but of course he needs proof. Like Spider-Man can't
it's like, I need proof.
So he goes to fight Red Skull, who decided to go back, puts on a regular shirt on, and fires with his magic gun chair.
I was expecting Captain America to show up, not you. Shit, no, it doesn't work now. Fuck.
Eat this, Spider-Man. Behold, the gun chair. It's like a gun, but attached to a chair.
Remember, it's two guns attached to a chair. And then I have the statue attacking you. And we're going to fight out. And then I'm going to reveal I have a chest laser.
But then during the ordeal, that's when Peter's like, "Oh my gosh, my dad's a Nazi identification card." I love the Red Skull has like IDs for all his members. Like there's like a little skull attached to it, and like here's a number and everything, and your name. Welcome to the club. And then
it's also useful when you want to plant evidence.
Oh, that's true. But I just find it funny. It's like even in the Nazis, you have to have identification. And then Peter realizes, wait a minute, my dad's card, it's laminated. The lamination's peeling off. He was actually working for the U.S. government.
I went.
Oh my gosh, it's even worse than I thought. Why could he have just been a Nazi?
Well, it depends on which alphabetic agency.
I don't think it matters, to be honest. They all suck.
No, well, there's some that are less sucky than others. Like the ATF's the worst.
Yeah, but they still suck. It doesn't matter which is less sucky. They still suck. So. Oh my gosh, my dad, turns out he was a U.S. government an agent. But you know what? At least this proves he was loyal to his country. And I've redeemed his name.
But my question is, how did he get back home?
I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining he's at like a bus stop, still in costume. It's like, hey, Johnny, can you get Reed on the phone? What do you mean he's not available?
Cut to next scene where it's Johnny just flying over the Atlantic carrying feet. just them bitching at each other.
It's well, you know, like Red Skull's a Nazi. Of course, you know he'll have some gold lying around.
He'll have some gold lying around. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you're on the line.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I need, like, he's trying to call the Fantastic Four. They're too busy because they just got roped off to an adventure. He tries calling S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whoa. Yes. So good job, Peter. You redeemed your dad's honor and his name as best as you can, I guess. I don't know. I'd rather be a Nazi than. Okay, no, that's a joke. But
Yeah.
still, I I don't know. But still, no, Peter. Even jokes aside, your dad being part of U.S. government as a spy. I don't know. I guess. I
Dad,
guess it.
I would have been fine if you were a white supremacist. But a Fed, I
But a
don't know how
Fed.
to look at you the same way again.
My dad's a Fed. I mean, it's not as bad as being a Nazi, but you know what? It's not exactly any better, though. So,
At least he's not a communist.
oh, that's true.
That's true.
But anyway, so yeah, the only flaw in this annual that it would have been funny to have to make it more like a James Bond film, a Bond girl,
A Bond girl. Pe- Peter
like
has a one night.
somehow
Peter's
Gwen
one night
Stacy
fling.
or MJ is in Algeria for some reason.
Peter's one night fling. I think behind behind Gwen's back. Don't tell Gwen.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, excuse me. That was a big yawn. Ugh. Oh.
Yep. So
Mm.
yeah, that's it. What we covered today.
Woo!
So join us next time. We'll at least cover Amazing Spider-Man number 71 through 80. And I think does that
71 to 80. That's like, yeah, that's not
yeah,
about right.
would it be time for another annual?
How many annuals are there? Oh my gosh, there's so many annuals.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
oh, jeebus.
Yeah,
Oh, it's in the 40s. Oh my goodness.
like annual number 6.
What's in the? What's
It's in 69,
nice?
November 1st. And let's just say Amazing Spider-Man number 75. When is that? Uh, yeah. Okay. Next. Yeah. Okay. Yep. It is within our range. So we'll also be doing annual number 6.
Okay. Annual number 6 it is then, as well. I'll write it
Wait.
down. Season.
Actually, we can skip number 6. It's actually a re-release
Oh.
of the first annual of Fantastic Four annual number 1 and the 8th issue. So we can skip it.
Oh, okay. So it's just 71 to 80.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I'm just gonna write this down. Whammo. And I could just pin this. Bammo.
Yep. All right. Hope you guys enjoying your readings. For a small reading next time would be where we be covering the return. There are a couple classic Spider-Man foes going to be returning in the next batch.
Woo! Let's go.
All right.
Oh no, we lost Matchstick. No.
Yep. All right. So have a wonderful night, guys.
All right. Ciao.